clog up your lines, and that's when your transmission grenades itself.
Get metal shavings inside your transmission oil. Pretty much at that point, it will destroy your transmission.
Oh, I see it moving.
It's going good time now.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, sour. I really don't like eating the black ones either, because it reminds me of my dad when he was in prison. I can't see shit.
This is probably like $2,000.
Son of a bitch. Frost was terrible, so I fired him. So I'm doing this by myself. We were able to.
Not really sure how much to put in the transmission. A lot of people say about 6.5 quarts, but we're gonna go for our first start.
I'm gonna restart that. My light was on the whole time staring at it. Now what?
Start it up. Start her up.
Like start it?
Yeah, like actually do it.
Like put the key in it?
Yeah.
And then start it? Where the motor's running? What is that?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
All right guys, welcome back to another video. You can see we got a 14-inch lift kit. That's why the truck's so high right now. No, actually we got an issue with this truck, and actually it pertains to a certain year of the 2017 Silverado with the 6L80, 6L90 transmissions, specifically the torque converters. I'm gonna bring it over to Tyler, the technician.
Bro, I'm out, man. I'm tripping.
And he's gonna explain to us what is happening to his truck and why we're doing this. All right, go.
Oh, you want me to talk?
Yeah, now you
okay.
say.
One thing I've been noticing here recently for about a good majority of the winter is the truck's been shifting a lot harder than usual, which these trucks are known to shift hard with the 6L80 and that specific torque converter that's in them that comes from GM. However, it's been getting a little bit harder and harder. And if you do have a GM truck, you'll notice that from shifting from 2 to 3, it feels like it takes 6 to 7 business days for it to do it. That's also to deal with the torque converter as well. And then the main thing I'm having a problem with, I'm a little scared about, is there's like a shuddering effect. Basically, when I'm driving on the highway, I'll be going about 1400 RPMs, and all of a sudden you'll feel like in your steering wheel and you'll feel it down your gas pedal, kind of almost like you're going down a gravel bumpy road. And what it is, that torque converter is having a hard time, I guess, working. I really don't know how to put it in specific terms. It just feels like a gravelly feeling when you're going down a bumpy road. And it's called the shuddering effect in torque converters.
So it's really not the transmission that's the issue, it's more of the torque converter.
Right, the transmission themselves, 6L80 and 6L90 are actually awesome transmissions. I looked up, and as far as I know, they're actually very, very reliable, very, very good. Whatever GM makes the torque converters out of, the fins on the inside of them, the little things that spin around, those eventually over time just kind of break apart, and what that does is all that, what's it made out of? Is it aluminum?
I don't even know, but basically you'll get metal shavings inside your transmission oil. Pretty much at that point, it will destroy your transmission.
And what it does when it breaks apart, it basically, all, like Ross said, all the metal shavings, that will get in the lines of your transmission, and that will basically clog up your lines, and that's when your transmission grenades itself. For this model, they typically fail anywhere between 70 to 80,000. You'll notice it, but they almost guarantee it by 120, they will fail. Like, you'll have to get a new one.
And how many miles does this one have?
This one's at 72,000.
It's probably a good time to replace it before it does go bad, because you're just getting symptoms of a bad torque converter.
Yeah, the shuddering is the biggest issue right now. The shuddering is honestly the main reason I'm just wanting to get this done now before something else happens, because I've just now started noticing it this winter.
Well, let's go ahead and look at what parts you got here.
We'll start with the main one, the big boy. We have a lovely brand new torque converter. This is a billet one. It's basically just what it's made out of.
Billet so the internals of this torque converter, it's pretty much the strongest way of creating some kind of metal component. There is the part numbers and everything right there. This is a remanufactured one.
They say whenever you put the billet ones in there, it pretty much bulletproofs it for the most part. I mean, they'll be good until 200,000 whenever you have other problems with the truck. Well, as far as I'm concerned with all the research, this is the best one I could get.
Power torque right there. Also, we do got a power torque. Comes with a new seal. It's down there as well. And this is what the filter looks like. So it's not OEM GM, but I'm not really sure what Power Torque is. O'Reilly's brand, I guess.
Yeah.
Not really sure.
Speaking of O'Reilly's brand, also got some O'Reilly's transmission fluid, because we're gonna need to fill her back up once we empty her out.
We got 3 gallons right here, so 12 quarts. Got plenty of transmission fluid. We also got some miscellaneous stuff like some brake parts cleaner, some WD-40.
O'Reilly brand. Who would have thought?
All that is all you need besides tools. We got a transmission jack right there. As you guys see, we already got the truck up on jacks. We got it jacked up pretty safely because we are taking the transmission out. So it is probably about 200, 250 pounds. So we're not really sure what the truck will do. So we got a few extra jack stands down there just for safety. All right, so underneath the engine right here, this is the 6L80 right here. Headers right there that we need to disconnect. We got the front drive shaft, the rear drive shaft, single piece aluminum. We'll see what we can do because that is part of the frame right there. We can't remove that. But if we can slide the whole transmission back without having to disconnect this, I think that'll save us some time. So maybe we'll try to not remove the transfer case. Anyways, what we're first gonna do is remove this cross member brace right here. This actually has the transmission mount. So we'll go ahead and remove that stuff. We're gonna need to put a jack right here. So, cause this thing's gonna wanna come down because the mount is right here. It's not gonna fall down, but we'll put a lot of stress on the motor mounts. All right, so we're starting our rear drive shaft bolts right here. You gonna be able to get those still?
No, that doesn't help me at all.
We probably need a wrench. All right, so Tyler's gonna undo those, and I'm gonna see if I can just hold one wheel just to keep it steady. He's probably gonna wanna try to turn a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh, the other one's moving. Let me hold the other one. I think all the power's going to this one. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Now it's going to the other side. All right, let me put the e-brake on. Or I'll just hold the brake. There you go. Got it?
No.
Is it hard to turn?
Yes.
Come on, use that 135-pound bench.
You, Ross. Let me get better of a leverage here.
Oh, shit. I'm only using one leg. You get it?
I mean, they're loose.
All right, cool. Now we're going to drain the transfer case and the transmission fluid. So they're at 18. Perfect. Oh, look at all the metal.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. All right, let's clean that off and then we'll put it back. Yep. A lot of metal on here. It's all from the torque converter. No, I'm joking.
Well, like I'm a little worried. Like I wasn't expecting that.
Well, your transfer case and your transmission fluid don't share the same fluid. They share the same type of fluid, but not the same.
I just don't get where all that would have came from though. Like
Just wear on your
transfer case.
Yeah. All right, it's ready to go back in.
There we go. Okay.
Got her?
Broke one loose.
Fingers are freezing.
I know, mine are too.
I'm holding this crowbar. It's like negative 20 degrees.
Yep, it's loose.
All right, cool. Front drive shaft is loose. We just need to undo it from the transfer case right there. And the only way we can drop it down, we actually need to remove this cross member at this point. But before we do that, I want to remove this one bolt here so that we can get the transmission jack pretty much just right here so that it's out of the way because we have a lot of work that we need to do basically where the engine meets the transmission. Warming your fingies.
It's cold out here, boys. It's cold.
Dude, that sky is freaking crazy on this. All right, guys, so we've been given the task of pretty much pushing this thing out of the way because we need the garage to put another car in here temporarily. So we're gonna have to push this thing back. And right now we have the drive shaft off. Actually, both of them disconnected. I don't think the front matters, but the rear should make it a little bit easier to push. It's in park, but I don't think it matters. We have the drive shaft off, so it should just push. Oh yeah, okay. That ain't too bad. It's pretty easy with the drive shaft off.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Hold on, let me get the key in so I can turn it.
Ready?
Yep. Oh shit, I thought it was gonna go cooking, so I got inside to push the brake. All right, go.
We good?
I think we need to keep pushing it back really far because,
Okay, as long as you got control of the brake.
yeah, you can keep it going.
All right, yeah, I can keep going.
Come on, muscle man. I can't tell how close we are.
Oh, great. Plenty now. Yeah, we're going now.
All right. At this point, it's a new day. Didn't get too much done last night, but we're going to remove the cross member here. So it's a 22. I think it's a 21. Let's hold it with this end.
It looks like it is.
Yeah, it's definitely 21. Once we get this off though, we should be able to get the front drive shaft out. Of course. See, that's why we need to remove that cat. Just for that
You
reason.
can find just about any frickin' reason to remove that thing.
Go on this side. Got their opinions of why they think my wrists are so strong, but it's really just from stuff like this.
I have different methods to keep my wrist strong.
Oh, what the? It's right there. What the hell was that? There we go. Pop that off. Oh, okay. So that's a trick right there. If you move this up in that little space right there, right by the cat, you'll be able to pull it out of this the spline out right by the transfer case. Now the trick is getting it out because we got the transmission jack right there. There we go. It's like perfectly in the way. Now we got to get the cats and all the wiring out. So supposedly you push down on this white thing, or push up in this case. And now you push the white clip in and pull them out, just like that. There we go. So we decided to go ahead and take the fender liner off. That way we get a little bit better access to these bolts, because apparently people strip these all the time. So we drenched these yesterday and we drenched them twice today with PB Blaster. And we got the back side of the bolts as well, just in case these decide to back out, but we want the nut to come off. What's going? Good thing is your truck isn't like super rusted out. That's why these come out pretty easy. All right. One more on this side, 3 more on the other side. Best way to get that last one is from underneath the car, so we'll just go to the other side. Wait. Let's tighten.
Who's the dummy now?
Yes. Oh. Be nice if I didn't have this giant ass wheel in my face.
Almost like somebody recommended we take it off earlier before we took the fender liner out, because somebody wanted to be safe just in case it dropped on us.
It's a good idea though.
Well, I don't think you understand. If it drops on us, it's the best outcome.
I guess that means we don't have to finish it.
Exactly. And we can both go to hell together.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna need to grab extensions to get that last one. You got it?
Yep, we're good.
All right, so we got these like little swivel things right here. They actually sell these built on at Harbor Freight. That's where we got all this stuff. That's where we get all of our tools, because best quality. But they were only like the regular size sockets, not the deep socket. I wanted the deep socket ones, so we just got these little extensions. They're a little cheaper anyways. And then we got these extensions right here. These are all rated for impact, so you can push your impact on them and get them with a gun. This should be long enough to get up in those bolts, so we'll go underneath. Right up there. Oh, perfect. Beautiful.
Wow.
She's loose. Now we got to get this side. Now we're cooking.
I think if we would have had those earlier.
Yeah, we could have got the other ones. I just like this because it doesn't wiggle around like the other ones. Like you can kind of move it like that and it stays. Oh, it took the stud. Well, we'll thread that back on. All right, she's ready to come down, son.
It's all you.
Get your goggies on.
I gotta get my work gloves on because soft, delicate hands.
You don't want to chip a nail?
No, I'm gonna have to moisturize these later on.
See if you can push that pipe back somehow. Probably where the hanger is. Oh. A little bit farther, maybe. There we go. It's a big pipe.
Okay.
Oh, 2 sensor wires hung up on something. Rock lights.
Our arch nemesis.
There we go. All right. Oh. If you swap this thing out with straight pipes, make 100 more horsepower.
How much money are you holding right now?
This is probably like $2,000. Yeah, I'm gonna take this back. I'll let you finish this.
Okay.
I'm gonna be on vacation after that, so probably won't be back for a year or so.
Son of a bitch.
I'm gonna take off some heat shield stuff.
Get to work, son.
There we go. We saw a video of somebody that did this and they took off the transfer case. Don't really want to do that. At the same time, I don't know if we can push this whole thing because we have to move the whole thing maybe like 10 inches that way. And if we go too far that way, it's going to hit this. That's part of the frame there. We can't do anything about that. I think we should probably remove it. Looks like it uses the same 15s. And we already drained the fluid on it yesterday, so probably need to move this jack like right here because this is going to have to come down. And we don't want this falling down whenever we pull that out.
How heavy is this thing?
Shouldn't be that heavy.
Problem is,
Here, let's switch spots.
this is almost at like full reach for me.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Go.
All right.
It should be good there. It's like a different freaking connector every time. Oh, there we go. Transfer case stuff. I think we're good now. Now we got to get all the 15 millimeter bolts. You might want to come on this side.
Yeah, that's like the same thing. Just in case.
Holy sh! It's got to be getting close. There we go. There's that. I'll throw them over there. Oh. I know why these are taking so long to get off. It's because the thread pitch on them is so small. There's that. Here you go.
Four more.
There's 5. Last one in the bottom. Is that your best position?
I really don't know the best way to do about this. Go about this.
All right, I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'll see you later.
All right.
Here she goes.
Oh.
Is there a gasket or something?
Don't know.
All right, you got her.
I got her as best I can get her.
All right, she's gonna come down. All right, pull her out. Gotta wiggle out of here. That's probably good to get that off because that weighs a lot actually. That's more than I thought. That's pretty much the weight of a differential. So here's what we got left of what we just pulled off. We got a few more things down here. There's some Torx holding in the shifter linkage right here. I'm not exactly sure how to pull that off. Bolt up here off for the fuel lines. Not a whole lot else up there besides the wiring. Just gonna go around and try to loosen everything that we can. Then we'll get back to taking the bolts off. Thing we're replacing, torque converter from the flex plate.
The thing we're replacing.
Sway bar is like literally right in the way. Looks like, oh, we do got it neutral. It's hard to turn though. The starter right there looks like 1, 2 bolts, which is weird. We'll go ahead and remove that, drop the starter, and there's this plate back here that should allow us to get to the bolts that are holding in the torque converter. You kind of see it right there, and then the flex plate right here has all the teeth on it for the starter to engage it. There's 3 bolts in there. I forget what size they are, but I'll go ahead and undo this bolt, pull that down and get the cover off, and then show you guys what it looks like. Starter's off right there. There's actually another bolt that was holding in the heat shield, which is a 10mm right up there, but I just moved it out of the way, and I'll get you guys in there, but it'll be sideways. So you can actually see a bolt right there. I believe it's the 15. And the way we're going to turn it, a screwdriver here, and we're just going to get on the teeth. We might actually have to get down up in here and turn it just slowly, but it turns as long as you have it in neutral. We'll get those bolts out one by one, and at that point we can go ahead and start removing all of these bolts on the outside. We got the 3 bolts out. They're the shiny ones right there. They're pretty difficult to get to. We actually had to remove cross member piece, 4 bolts on either side right there. These shields, there's 2 shields for Tyler's lift kit, and we were able to get a little bit more room in there to get a wrench, but we got all of them out, so the torque converter is loose from the flex plate. Now we got to go around and get all of these 15mm bolts. And the good thing about removing that cross member piece is we can actually lower the engine a little bit more, and that should give us more access to the top. That sounded weird.
A little bit.
Sounded like you shit your pants.
It wasn't me. I'd claim it. All right, you're almost there.
All right, ready?
Come on,
All right,
put it in there.
Hold my stick.
You guys always wet her down, boys. Yeah, I fucking hate this.
Back with our 15.
Just shove it on there. Okay.
We took it again.
What in the?
Taking the whole studs out. Is this what? Here, let me look at it. Let me see that. Oh no, that's how it's supposed to be. That's actually a bolt. Yeah, it's a bolt with the end on it.
Okay, then what's this guy's issue then?
Oh yeah, that goes on top of this. Here, keep these together. We need to keep track of where the bolts come out of. It's a complete rat's nest up there. There's one right there. That one's holding in quite a bit of brackets, so hopefully that bracket connects to that rat's nest right there and just lets loose of all that wiring and hoses and stuff.
Hi. I'm gonna need you to hold I'm gonna need you to hold the flashlight a little bit more steady there, son.
Can you hold the light straight?
Oh, yeah, get the other side of it. Oh, there we go. It's going to be difficult to get to. My flashlight on my camera died, so we're going to get that one and the bolt behind it and see what happens. Apparently up in here, we looked at a transmission on eBay. We're counting all the bolts around it. Apparently right there is one. I can't see it. Tyler says he can see it. And there's a nut on there, which means it's the 13.
Press you a little bit that way. Okay, now press it forward. Keep pressing. Keep pressing. Nope, nope.
Oh.
Pick it up. Pick it up. Yeah, you literally like press it forward a little more. As hard as you can on there, because you're on it. Oh, keep going.
I think I'm on it.
You are on it.
All right.
Okay, give me your phone.
Here, no, I got it up here.
You got it?
I'll press it forward.
Hey, here we go.
I can't tell what I'm doing, but
All right, pull it out.
I think I loosened something.
Oh, shit.
It's underneath the jack. Yes. Yeah, you can see it right on camera. It's not really focusing, but.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, and then we got 2 on the bottom. Easy ones.
Okay.
All right, last one on the other side.
That one's different.
Oh yeah, okay. So the bottom ones don't have the stud things on them.
All right, guys, if we die because he's a terrible mechanic, it's been nice knowing you. Ripping out the transmission, and we are currently on the fun part of it.
All right, you get in the front, son.
Sketch.
Just go ahead and pry it and break it loose.
Ooh, it's already fucking loose.
I don't know where you want to pry it, but there's dowels on either side.
Is it cracking?
No.
All right, guys, welcome back. So it's a new day. I got rid of my mechanic. Ross was terrible, so I fired him. So I'm doing this by myself. Anyways, we were able to get the transmission to actually separate a little bit from the motor. We basically, last night we doused it with PB Blaster and let it sit.
And first, we used like a wire brush to kind of get all the corrosion out of that hole where the dowel is. Pretty rusty. Apparently, sometimes these transmissions will just pop off. There's a lot of videos where they show just popping off. But we live in kind of, I guess, the rust belt, so they salt the roads pretty bad here. So trucks tend to rust pretty good here. And that started corroding pretty bad, and it pretty much glued the transmission on. Got a wire brush, got all the corrosion off, sprayed it with some PB Blaster like 2 or 3 times. We got a brand new thing of propane here, which lights up pretty hot. Our other one was kind of going out, so we got a brand new thing and got that smoking red. And Tyler was able, we actually removed the sway bar too, so Tyler can actually get a pry bar in there, start prying it.
Just use a pry tool and got it up in here. There's actually just a little bitty notch right here actually, and you can kind of start with there and just take a mallet and bang it in there. After you get a little bit of a gap, you can take these putty knife and you just kind of stick it up in there. I can actually still do it, and that just keeps the gap basically. It'll fall out now because it's actually completely separated on this side at least. So I was able to get this in there, and then went up to the top. Right here is another one of those accesses to the torque converter bolts. You can kind of see them. You can't really unscrew them from there, but you can see it. Anyways, I just took a pry bar, stuck it in right where my finger is right here, and just kind of kept prying it while Ross was heating it up. And the dowel is actually, you can actually see the dowel from here right there. You can kind of see the spot of it. And then eventually from me just kept prying it and Ross heating it, the putty knife actually fell out, and then I looked up and I noticed that it was actually it was separated on this side.
So now I think what we're going to do is we're just going to keep prying this one as far as we can until it kind of stops at a point, and we'll go on to the other side, heat that one up again, and we'll pry that off. Should be able to pull this thing off. Don't be scared now, Tyler.
I trust that jack more than I trust you not burning me with that. I'd say it's going if that just fell out. Oh yeah. It's really going. I can see almost all the way through it.
Oh shit, oh shit.
Oh, I see it moving.
It's going good time now. All right, keep going just a little bit more. I'll make sure it doesn't fall on me.
Oh.
All right, I think we're good.
Yeah, I'm like all the way in it.
I think we're good. Yeah, we gotta get the other side now.
Oh shit. Oh.
All right, keep going. Oh shit, never mind.
I was gonna say.
It's already out.
I think it's time.
All right, boys.
We got her.
I think it's loose.
Everyone get their cameras ready.
I think it's loose. Now comes the sketchiest part, is bringing this down on this Harbor Freight transmission jack right here. Trusty jack. Say a prayer in the comments that we don't get crushed. Mainly our fingers. I guess main thing on your side, make sure it doesn't tip down that way.
Should the torque converter and follow me?
It shouldn't. Yeah, I'll make sure it doesn't. That thing weighs like 50 pounds. Okay. Good?
So far.
Okay.
Um,
I'll lower it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Can I lower it?
yeah, lower just a little bit. Watch this line. There it is. I'm looking at it. Okay.
Bring her back.
Yep, go ahead and start bringing it back a little bit. Yeah, just watch this line. Okay.
Are the lines over it now?
Yeah, they are. Yep.
All right. Can I lower it all the way now?
Yeah, go ahead and start lowering it.
Is there like a shaft or something that's going to be hit?
I don't see anything.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Look, we're going to pull this off of this thing because this doesn't go much lower.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm surprised this jack moves on these pads.
I am too. Hold on. You're hitting something here.
Pull that off. Pull it up.
Oh, that thing is stiff. Oh yeah. That
Okay.
gives me a big stiffy.
Here, let me grab the torque converter. Holy 800 pounds. That takes some weight out. All right, try to lift your end up a little bit. Just lift it up. Don't set it anywhere. Okay. I'll set it back down on the jack. Okay.
Okay.
Now, move it back this way a little bit more. Okay, now I'll set it right here.
I've got a fucking dipstick tube like in my ass.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, that's barely getting clear.
Yeah, you definitely had the heavy end.
Yeah, this one's heavy.
Okay.
There we go. Hard part done. Actually, the hardest part is going to be putting it back.
Yep.
But that's probably the second hardest part. Torque converter out. We just pulled it out from the transmission just to save some weight from underneath there, and it was a little bit easier to pull out. We're going to see if this is bad. See if there's any metal shavings in it. So I'm pour it over this paper towel. Hold on, hold it like a funnel. Yeah.
Well,
I don't really see nothing.
I don't either, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Means my
'Cause
transmission
this is the.
hasn't been beat on. I was honestly kind of expecting something.
All right. Well, that's probably gonna be it for today, I guess. We should probably clean the transmission and all that.
Are we gonna do a fluid, I guess, when we put it back in?
Yeah, we'll have to take the pan off. I don't think you didn't get a pan gasket, did you?
No, I thought the guy said you reuse it.
You reuse a pan gasket?
That's what he said when I bought it.
And that's what we used to kind of help us, because when we were kind of wiggling the transmission and all that, it was pretty much moving the whole engine with it. And to keep it a little more secure, we added some ratchet straps around the headers right there, or exhaust manifolds. We put around the first loop there, and we looped it to these things on the sides right here. Just not super tight, at least on this side, because we don't want to damage the airbox. But this one's a lot tighter. And I just kept it a little more stable when we were wiggling in the transmission to pull it off. You guys saw that we got the transmission, oil pan, and the gaskets and everything for that all swapped out. We went ahead and did that with the transmission out. We just thought it would be easier. So no oil in the transmission right now. We'll have to fill that up later. But for right now, we're gonna put the torque converter on. We did watch a few videos of people doing this, and they recommended getting some new bolts. So we went up to the auto parts store and got some new bolts here. Here's 2 of them. Actually, one of our threads was chewed up a little bit from pulling it off. So it's good that they said that in the video, because we probably would have put those same bolts in and stripped our new torque converter that we got. So there's actually a gasket that goes right here that meets the transmission to the transfer case. I already kind of shaved it down a little bit, but we got that as well. That was only like $6 or something. So might as well replace it. I honestly don't know why there is a gasket there, because there's not really sealing anything. Could be for vibrations or something, but Tyler already filled up this torque converter right here with some fluid. So you can see down in here, there's a little bit of it sitting down there. We try to get it as much as we can in there for right now. Right here, how it has this slit. These will actually slide onto the oil pump. This is where the oil pump goes. If you look at the transmission with it sitting straight up, it actually sits like perfectly horizontal. So when I lift this up, I'm gonna try to get this seated on there right. Apparently, if you press it on there too hard or something, it will damage the pump. I watched a video, if you have a straight edge, once you put the torque converter on there, you put the straight edge across the housing and you measure the distance between that and the torque converter, and it should be like 1 inch. That will let you know that you have it on there seated properly. So we'll go ahead and put it on.
Kind of hard to see, but if you look up to the left, there, right above my finger, you'll see like a little bitty, looks like square or rectangle thing. Those are what he's talking about. And you don't really want to jam it in there, because you can actually damage your pump itself. That's why that measurement he was talking about is very important.
We'll test that out. I think he put a straight edge like right here and measured from that end. Yeah. And that's about 1 inch. We'll double check that to make sure that was the measurement that the guy did in the video. Guys, we just realized it actually wasn't pressed in all the way. We had to press it a little bit farther. Just keep turning it a little bit and press it in. And if you measure from the outside to here, you're measuring these studs, and it should be about 1 inch gap. And honestly, I don't think it matters a whole lot as long as you can get it close to it, because whenever you tighten these bolts here, it's going to pull it out a little bit. It's not a huge deal, but just make sure that you get it in far enough. So now we'll go ahead and get it on the stand, but I'll show you guys the struggle of us putting this in. So you got any words before we go ahead and attempt this?
Should have bought a Dodge. Should have bought a Dodge.
Take it from a Chevy owner. Should have bought a Dodge.
Greatest motor ever.
You won't say it, but he probably should have bought a Ford.
I will never ever say that. Not ever. You could probably drop that transmission on my stomach, and I will never say that.
You probably want to go underneath.
No, I'm more of a top, not really a bottom guy.
That means you got the big old torquey converter. You're gonna have to lift up.
Well, good thing I work out, you know. Bench 225.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, it's on there, but barely.
You slid back a little bit.
I can't see how we're looking on the bottom.
Is it stable on there?
So that one looks
cool.
good. That one's off a little bit.
Not a huge issue getting on there. It's a little heavy, but we probably should have honestly put the torque converter in now. That way it's like 50 pounds lighter. But
we work out.
We already did it. Basically, there's 3 of the holes there. We're going to try to get that matched up with the holes on here. They look pretty close, Tyler said, so we're going to go ahead and give it a shot, lift it up on here. We'll go ahead and put the 2 easiest bolts, which are probably the ones right here, just to kind of get it set on there. And at that point, get our torque converter bolts on, these new ones that we got.
All right, what do you want me to do?
Just hold on to her, she won't fall down.
I got you, baby. I got you. I'm sitting here watching. Oh, fuck
Make sure it don't fall on top of you.
that. I don't want to crack the transmission. I'll take the beating. It's not honestly that far off.
Is it equally on there, like left and right? Or do we need to push it one way or the other?
Honestly, I could almost lift this up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what you're going to have to do.
If I can lift this up and you're going to have to push it. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. We're right on them.
You know what? I need to go down a lot. I didn't realize the bottom was that big of a gap. Oh, holy fuck. That was aggressive.
Still on the dowel.
Okay,
Hey,
put
really?
a bolt in the top.
So you're on this dowel.
Let's get the other side.
Okay. Okay. That's about as tight as that's gonna get.
Okay. I'm gonna lower it slightly.
Yeah. You said that last time.
Oh, holy.
Okay.
Better?
Torque converter's good.
It's not touching it yet.
No, it's spinning just fine.
All right, so we finally got all the bolts put in. Pretty much a pain in the ass getting the ones up here. And even with sanding down the dowels a little bit and putting some silicone grease on, it was still kind of a pain in the ass to get it on. All the brackets, everything are put on properly. I didn't really film too much on the top of this engine before, so I don't really know what to go off of, but I think we got everything in the right spots. We're gonna put the torque converter bolts on, but it's 47 foot-pounds torque converter bolts to the flex plate. So we'll go ahead and tighten those down. I watched a video of a guy installing this and they pretty much used an impact to tighten these. So I'm not really sure how much the torque spec actually matters. Also, they didn't put Loctite on these. As you can see on this, it has some kind of thread locker on it already because these are new bolts.
Did you see me? Did you see me do that?
You're not useless.
We got go out ice cream.
No, Billy, you're retarded.
Crayon. I like the grape flavor one. The grape flavor ones are also really good. The blueberry not too bad. I like the apple though. It tastes too sour. I really don't like eating the black ones either because it reminds me of my dad when he was in prison.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that one a little bit loose. Some other ones in. All right, start rotating. That's what we're working with right now. Just getting all those bolts in, trying to get them tightened to 47 foot-pounds. So we got all the bolts tightened to 47 foot-pounds. They're all up there. We just went ahead and did a once over. We spun them all just to make sure they're all tight, and they are. And now what we're gonna do is pretty much button up the rest of all the brackets and things, including the starter, that go onto this transmission. I'm just gonna quickly go over everything that I have laid out right here. These bolts are the exhaust manifold bolts. Right here is a plate for the starter shield. Covers right here that all have tins. Starter bolts right here. This goes on the side of the transmission. We didn't really need to take that off, but we did. These bolts right here will bolt up the shifter linkage to the side. Transmission mount right there. Cross member, and this is the other cross member that goes towards the front, and all of the like shields and bracing in the front. Our sway bar right here, the links are still on the control arms. These are the holders for the drive shafts, the front and the rear. Drive shafts are in the yard right there, and then right here we have our fender liners as well, and our exhaust needs to go on as well. So we're just gonna start buttoning everything back up. I think the order that we're gonna do it, we're gonna go ahead and throw the transfer case on. Tyler's cleaning that up right now, just the mating surface on that. We got a new gasket right there that's going to go on it. And then once we get to that point, we'll throw the cross member on so we can get rid of that sketchy jack that we have underneath there holding up the transmission. And then it should just be smooth sailing from there, bolting up the exhaust and the drive shafts and the rest of everything else.
I can't see shit.
We got the fluid all filled up, transfer case and transmission. I'm not really sure how much to put in the transmission. A lot of people say about 6.5 quarts. We put about, I would say about 6, maybe a little bit less than that, but we're gonna go for our first start.
Maybe I'll restart that. My light was on the whole time staring at it.
So we got the transfer case all filled up with fluid. We just opened the fill plug at the top, filled it up with transmission fluid using a pump until it started coming out, and then we put the cap back on. Then we moved on to the transmission. where I went through the dipstick and filled it up with roughly about 5.75 quarts, I would say, of transmission fluid, which a lot of people say 6.5 is what you want to do after you do the pan removal and the whole transmission removal and all that, so we don't overfill it, because we do overfill it. I don't know how we're gonna get it out besides take the pan off again. So go for our first test start here, see if it runs, see if we messed up on anything. Tyler's not nervous at all. That's why he is staying still, just like he is. Feeling confident that you did a good work here?
Nope. Now
Start it up, start her up.
Like start it?
Yeah, like
put
actually do it.
Like put the key in it
Yeah,
and start it where
Yep.
the motor's running?
yeah,
Okay. Are you sure?
yep,
Are you ready?
uh-huh.
I'm not. All right, here we go.
Moment of truth. So far,
What the
so
fuck?
good. Sounds like you have a supercharger up here for some reason.
What is smoking?
There's a little bit of smoke coming from up here too.
Yeah, I can see it in the cab. Now I can smell it.
Is it exhaust? Just let it burn off. We probably spilt a little bit. Yeah, you can't really see it on camera. It's a little smoky, but main thing I think it's smoking from is the exhaust flange right down there. I think we might have a little bit of transmission fluid or something in some areas. It's starting to die down now though. Tyler had his fan on here, so it's blowing all the smoke up in his cab. Go underneath and see if you hear chatter. I hear something, but
I don't know if that's normal or not. We're at 77 degrees,
what does it open at?
195.
Pretty close, I would say.
Now, how much do we need? Forgot.
Oh yeah, we're definitely low. A little bit below the cold, so we'll go ahead and fill it up just a little bit more.
195 for that thermostat to open up.
Yeah, let's just let it run for a while. All right, we'll try that. Start her up again. We got it pretty much filled up. We did the whole procedure probably like 3 or 4 times just to double check we had the right fluid in there, and we got it pretty much to the bottom of the cold, and we filled it up just a little bit more after that. It only got up to about 110 degrees. The thermostat opens about 190, but I think it probably partially opened a little bit. Fully open or close, it just fully opens at 190 or whatever.
93, 95, it'll start climbing.
All right, go ahead and put it in drive.
I don't know why I put
Tell me the status on the shifts.
Good, reverse, neutral, drive. Here we go.
She's moving.
We're moving.
Does it feel all right?
Yeah. I'm petrified right now. Still moving. All right. Let's see how reverse does. Okay. Back and drive. What is that?
What was it? Did it not shift?
No, I didn't even try it.
Was it your brake?
No.
Hold on, back up.
Sounds like rubbing. I didn't give any gas that time, so it's got something to do when I accelerate.
Nothing?
I didn't hear that time.
Maybe just breaking in a little bit.
I'm gonna give it a little more gas.
Send it a little bit more than that.
Yeah. None?
Oh, sounds fine. Everything checked out. We just double checked the fluid and make sure there's no leaks. We heard a weird noise on the first 2, I guess, light pulls that Tyler did. I'm not really sure what that was, but the noise has gone away. Now he's going to go from first to second, and we're gonna see how it shifts, if we get that shuddering or whatever. Here we go. That's a noise.
It's doing it again.
Is it rubbing on something?
That's what it sounds like to me.
If you hear the noise, just shift.
The shift.
And if it changes, then it could be a drivetrain thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't really know what the noise is. Sounds like it's something else.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
I shifted.
But I guess we'll go on a test drive and see how it goes. Take the dusty road.
Taking the dusty road.
147 right now. First
Stop here. And let it
our
go.
first drive, I guess, on pavement.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Second.
It's gonna be a long third gear because we got a big hill.
Third. Now these things have to be broken in. Like, do they have to get used to like?
I don't think so. Your clutch does, but I don't hear that noise at all though. I don't know what that was. All right, so we'll just keep driving around for a little bit and we'll update you guys if we have any issues. All right, so we got it up to about 181 and we're at a gas station right now and we checked the level and it is right at the bottom of the cold level. So clearly the thermostat is open. It lowered the level, I guess, of the transmission fluid. So we don't have a funnel with us. We're gonna drive back and fill it up a little bit. That's probably why you want it to warm up a little bit more and check it a couple of more times, even though you think you have it full. Just let it warm up so the thermostat opens.
Enough of that.
All right.
That should be your
All
intro.
right, let's go.
Should be your intro.
All right, guys, we got the fluid all filled up. We're gonna see. All right, guys, we got the fluid all fluid. Shit. All right, guys, we got the